Situated on land that once belonged to George Washington's family and located inside D.C.'s oldest neighborhood, this is one of the most beautiful garden cemeteries in the United States. Welcome to Oak Hill. Hi, I'm Aaron Killian, and welcome back to Dead, White, and Blue, the YouTube series which explores the final chapter and final resting places of famous dead Americans. Today, we spotlight Oak Hill Cemetery, a famous D.C. burial ground that's known for its beauty, architecture, famous residents, and, of course, oak trees. Now, let's get to the root of what makes Oak Hill so special. Oak Hill Cemetery is located in Washington, D.C.'s historic Georgetown neighborhood and is bordered along its northern edge by Rock Creek, a tributary of the Potomac River. Its main entrance is at the intersection of 30th and R Streets northwest. Founded in 1848 and incorporated by Congress on March 3, 1849, Oak Hill Cemetery is settled on 23 acres of wooded hillside and contains approximately 20,000 interments. Within its grounds, Oak Hill also boasts two sites on the National Register of Historic Places, the Oak Hill Cemetery Chapel and the Van Ness Mausoleum. More on these later. Originally named Parrott's Wood, the land upon which the cemetery is built was once owned by George Washington's great-grand-nephew and saw use as a pleasure ground and picnic area for Georgetowners throughout the early 1800s. This all changed in the 1840s when noted banker, art collector, and Georgetown native son William Wilson Corcoran purchased the picturesque acreage. Corcoran was a philanthropist who would also apply his wealth to the creation of the Corcoran Gallery of Art, the Medical College of George Washington University, the Washington City Orphan Asylum, the Episcopal Church of the Ascension, and the Washington Monument. Corcoran's do-goodery also extended to the deceased, as his vision for this land was to establish a non-profit cemetery corporation and convert the site into a burial ground, and so it was. Corcoran spared no expense in the cemetery's design and development. He brought in a master military engineer to grade and plot the land, and hired famed architect James Renwick, the same man who built the Smithsonian Castle and New York City's St. Patrick's Cathedral, to design the cemetery chapel. Evidence also suggests that America's preeminent landscape architect at the time, Andrew Jackson Downing, helped to lay out the cemetery grounds. All this would help ensure that every Oak Hill burial site was nice digs. The new cemetery's first burial was Eleanor Ann Washington, another descendant of the nation's first president. Other notables followed, and Oak Hill soon became a preferred resting place among the membership of Washington City High Society. Oak Hill also stands among the finest examples of the 19th century's rural cemetery movement, with its emphasis on aesthetic beauty, pastoral landscaping, and natural garden-like features. The cemetery itself was named for the stately oak trees, which dominate the landscape. In recent years, the cemetery has also appeared in a number of popular fiction titles, including David Baldacci's crime novel The Camel Club, John le Carré's espionage thriller The Perfect Spy, and George Saunders' modern masterpiece Lincoln in the Bardo. In addition to its beautiful grounds, Oak Hill is known for its stately mausoleums, impressive monuments, and a stunning array of funerary art. Notable sites include the carved granite angel adorning the Spencer Monument, which was created by Tiffany Studios in 1928. Then there's the Van Ness Mausoleum, modeled after the Temple Vesta in Rome, and designed by architect George Hadfield, the same man who built D.C.'s City Hall and Arlington House. Then, of course, there's the Renwick Chapel, a brilliant miniaturized Gothic gem with its pitched roof, buttresses, and luminous stained glass windows. In 1972, the United States Department of the Interior designated the Renwick Chapel a National Historic Place, recognizing it as the only known example of Renwick's Gothic Revival church design in the nation's capital, and highlighting its contribution to the beauty and heritage of the District of Columbia. And it even hosts wedding services. Book yours today. Interesting grave sites abound in Oak Hill. Prominent interments include trailblazing CEO Katharine Graham and husband Phil, Secretary of State Dean Acheson, Secretary of War Edwin Stanton, Washington Post editor Ben Bradley, scientist Joseph Henry, songwriter John Howard Payne, and the former resting place of Willie Lincoln, all of which we'll be spotlighting in upcoming episodes. Additional highlights include the cemetery's founder, William Corcoran, Abraham Lincoln's trusted secretary, John Nicolay, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Edward White, architects Adolph Cluse and Paul Pelz, romance novelist Eden Southworth, rebel spies Antonia Willard and Betty Duvall, and a slew of prominent Civil War officers, including Jesse Reno, Albert Pike, Charles Griffin, and William Birney. Since burial at Oak Hill has long been coveted, all the original lots sold ages ago. For decades, the only new interments possible were in the few spaces which remained in pre-existing family plots. However, planners have recently created additional casket and cremation spaces, the most inventive of which are situated beneath Oak Hill's walkways and paths, and denoted by artfully crafted covers. Gee, when it comes to creating new space, I'd call that a step in the right direction. Needless to say, Oak Hill Cemetery is still active. It's operated by the Oak Hill Cemetery Company, supported by a historic preservation foundation, and staffed by a wonderful group of people committed to maintaining the site's beauty and preserving its rich history. Their current restoration project involves the cemetery's stately 150-year-old wrought iron fence along R Street. And you know why it's important to build fences around cemeteries, don't you? People are dying to get in. Somebody stop me. Weather permitting, Oak Hill is open every day of the year except for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Day. Weekday hours are 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., while Saturday hours run from 11 to 4 p.m., and Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4 p.m. To learn more about Oak Hill or to plan your own visit, make sure to visit their website at www.oakhillcemeterydc.org. There, you can also get involved with the cemetery and see their list of upcoming events. If you like what you saw today, remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to learn more about Historic America, go to www.historicamerica.org. There, you can subscribe to us on Patreon, read our online journal, and follow our podcast, A Place in Time. If you plan on being in the D.C. area or one of our other cities in the future, you can also book a tour with us. We have a diverse menu of multi-sensory tours to choose from. All this information and more can be found in the description below. For Dead, White, and Blue and Historic America, I'm Aaron Killian, and I'll see you inside the cemetery.